Australia's war against rabbits that raged on for 150 years. Once upon a time, in the vast and diverse land of Australia, a war unfolded that lasted for 150 years. It was a war like no other, a war against the relentless invasion of grey rabbits. At first glance, rabbits may seem like harmless and familiar creatures. Some even kept them as pets, but why did Australia find itself locked in an enduring battle with these seemingly innocent creatures? Let's delve into the story of the Grey Rabbit War and discover its origins. Australia, with its mild climate and expansive landscapes, provided an ideal habitat for a variety of animals. However, rabbits were not originally part of the Australian ecosystem. In the 18th century, as immigrants settled on the island of Tasmania, they brought rabbits along, intending to use them as a source of food. This marked the initial introduction of rabbits to Australia. But why did a few rabbits spark a war? Rabbits, as herbivores, occupy the bottom of the ecosystem pyramid. In nature, herbivores typically have natural predators to keep their populations in check. However, rabbits possessed an extraordinary power, remarkable fertility. Rabbit females boasted 2 wombs, capable of conceiving simultaneously. Their mating process was astonishingly brief, lasting only a mere 2 to 3 seconds to avoid falling prey to predators. With a gestation period of just 30 days, rabbits reproduced at an astonishing rate, far beyond imagination. In fact, one rabbit recorded in the Guinness Book of Records produced a staggering 4,556 babies in a single year. While the rabbits on Tasmania managed to maintain a delicate balance due to cold winters and natural predators like wolves. The mainland of Australia provided the perfect conditions for their explosive breeding. The climate was mild, vast grasslands were abundant, and natural predators of rabbits were scarce. The pivotal moment in the war came in 1859 when Thomas Austin, an Englishman residing in Australia, requested his cousin in England to send him 24 rabbits for hunting. These rabbits, which escaped into the wild, were descendants of those from Tasmania and possessed strong fertility. Their numbers began multiplying exponentially. As the rabbit population grew, they devoured the grass in meadows, leaving behind dried-up landscapes in their wake. The rabbits ventured closer to the doorsteps of Australian residents, consuming agricultural products and even digging up and devouring tree roots in some areas. The impact reverberated through the ecosystem, as native herbivores struggled to find sustenance, leading to a decline in their populations. In 1901, the Australian government attempted to contain the rabbits by constructing a massive rabbit-proof fence spanning 1,600 kilometers. Initially, the fence seemed effective, preserving the ecosystem's equilibrium. However, the resourceful rabbits found ways to dig under the fence, gradually breaching its defenses and reigniting the war. The government implemented various strategies, including setting bounties on rabbits to encourage hunting. Explosives and traps were placed in rabbit burrows, but despite the efforts invested, the rabbit population continued to multiply. The Great Depression of 1929 further exacerbated the situation, as Australia faced economic turmoil, and people relied on rabbits as a source of sustenance. While Australians struggled to make ends meet, the rabbits thrived. Desperate for a solution, the government introduced poison and viruses to exterminate the rabbits. Poisoning water sources in rabbit habitats achieved some success, but their remarkable fertility allowed them to rebound. In a final attempt, the myxoma virus was introduced in 1950. With a fatality rate of 99.8%, it initially seemed like a victory. However, a resilient 0.2% of the rabbit population survived, adapting and reproducing once again. In 1995, another virus called rabbit hemorrhagic disease was released, resulting in the death of millions of rabbits within a span of 2 months. Yet, the rabbits evolved, developing resistance to the disease and persisting in their relentless march across the Australian landscape. Today, Australia remains locked in a battle against rabbits, 150 years after their ill-fated introduction. While some rabbits are kept as pets, they are typically neutered, and veterinary care for rabbits remains limited due to the challenges posed by their widespread presence. In the face of this ongoing conflict, Australia's focus has shifted toward animal protection rather than severe punishment for those who contribute to the proliferation of rabbits. Despite the hardships and environmental devastation caused by the grey rabbit invasion, Australia continues its enduring struggle against this relentless foe, a war sparked by one man's ill-fated quest for hunting amusement. And so, the story of the Grey Rabbit War, still unfolding, reaches its conclusion. I hope you enjoyed the story and were well informed. I would be appreciated and helpful if you can click like and subscription buttons. Thank you very much.